by the power of Grayskull.
Hello YouTube and welcome to my new toy review. This time I'm showing you something new, something special, something you probably haven't seen before. What is that, you might ask? That just looks like a plain old He-Man figure. Well, He-Man is only there for comparison, because what I'm going to show you today is the huge He-Man pillow that I found on eBay. As you can see, it is difficult for me to have the whole thing in frame because it is so big. It is about 1 meter tall. I found it on eBay completely accidentally. I certainly did not look for it. I didn't even know it existed. But I became really curious when I saw it. So I tried to buy it and see what it looks like. Because the auction was only for the pillowcase. So I received a big white pillowcase that I had to cut out. There were instructions printed on where to cut it and how to sew it, and I sewed it together. I did it all by myself, and I never did it before. I think I did a pretty good job with it. Certainly not professional, but hey, for a first time it could be worse. So you end up with this huge, weirdly shaped pillow of He-Man, and there's also another one for Skeletor. It was also on sale at the same eBay seller, but I paid so much for this one that I just didn't have the budget to go for the Skeletor one too. So this is definitely a retro thing from the 80s, and I remember in the 80s they sold several different kinds of pillow sheets, just like this one, for other different cartoons that you could just cut out and make pillows with. So I guess it was kind of a thing back then. I never owned any like that as a kid, and to tell you the truth, looking at it today, it sort of looks like those weird Japanese body pillow thingies. Dakimakura, I think, is the Japanese name for that. Looking at it now, I have to admit this definitely has a little bit of a creepy vibe to it. Then again, it was the 80s. It was much more innocent times, I guess, and they probably thought that kids might be happy to have a big muscle-bound barbarian sleeping next to them in their bed and protecting them from monsters and stuff. Whereas, looking at it, this just looks like a Japanese body pillow to me. Especially even more creepy if I think about it that they had a Skeletor version of this. So they actually had a child-sized monster pillow that your kid could cuddle up with at night if he wanted to. I think that's an even more freaky thing to think about. But then again, they probably created that one so that they could fight, or kids could have pillow fights with them, which, if I think about it, is quite a fun concept. So yeah, if you have some kind of weird He-Man fetish, I think this also suits you quite well. But also, if you're just a Masters of the Universe collector and you like to have all the freaky stuff in your collection that came out for Masters of the Universe, I think this one is probably going to be taking the cake because it's huge, it's epic, it's weird. So let's just take a closer look. He-Man is making this angry face. It doesn't really resemble his cartoon self. It's more like how he looked in the little mini comics that came with the figures. He's wearing his usual armor, and in the background you can just see some kind of weirdly colored clouds and also planets floating around. He has his furry boots on as usual, and he's standing in this, well, standard position, I guess. If you turn it around, of course it's printed on the back too, so you get the back of the head and his armor and his backside here. Just to give you an idea about the size, here he's standing next to a standard size door, and as you can see, he's quite tall. Again, just for another size comparison, here he is next to the Hulk Hogan wrestling body. You can see how he's twice the size of Hulk Hogan. So nowadays I don't really see this having any other significance than a collector's item. I don't think anyone else but a hardcore He-Man collector would really go for it, especially because you have to make it yourself, and you really have to spend some time sewing and stuffing the whole thing to have it ready like this. But I think for a hardcore collector, this is really a nice collection piece. This is really something special that you don't really see in all He-Man collections that you come around. Certainly something different, something new, and something outstanding. So I hope you liked this quick review. Feel free to let me know in a comment if you think it's cool or if you think it's freaky. Take care and bye bye.